What if I told you that your website is turning away 80% of your visitors? Not because your product is bad, not because your content is bad, but because your website only speaks English and 80% of the world does not. Now, obviously, you can translate your website, but agencies and freelancers cost thousands of dollars and will take months to deliver. And Google Translate is free and fast, but it quietly breaks your SEO because it does not add the right hreflang tags, no translated schema, no multilingual sitemaps. So even Google just ignores your translated pages entirely. But today I'm going to introduce a product that fixes all of that. It's called Universally, and it lets you translate your entire WordPress website into 70 plus languages with perfect SEO, hreflang tags, translated schema, and multilingual sitemaps all in just a few minutes. So let me actually show you how Universally works. This is the website, the URL is on the screen, and this is what it does. It easily lets you translate your website into any language with AI. Now, it does support WordPress website, or it's built for WordPress, but other platforms will be supported soon. So if you have any website on any other platform, you can still use it. So enough talk about the features. Let me show you how easy it is to start using Universally and translate your entire website. The first thing I want to demonstrate is how easy it is to translate your entire website using Universally. I already have the Universally plugin installed and connected on my website. I'll go to the Universally dashboard. Inside the dashboard, I have an options for all languages. I'll click add language. I'll choose from all the different languages available. I'll choose Hindi as an example here. On the next page, you select your region and URL format. I'll go with the language code option, which is the default one. I'll click add language. And now my entire website is translated to Hindi. It's that easy. Let me also demonstrate the translation action. On the front end of the website, I have a language switcher on the bottom right. If I select, you can see I also see the Hindi option, which I just configured. I click on it, and now my entire website is translated to Hindi. That's easy. If you want to add more languages, all you have to do is just do the same process again. Click add language. Select the language. I'll just use Vietnamese as an example. Select the same settings, click add language, and it will be done. And immediately on the language switcher, you'll start seeing the second language as well. Let's talk about the language switcher. Sometimes users might miss that your website is translatable because the language switcher is in the bottom right or some other area of your website. But there's an easy way to customize it. If you go back to the settings of Universally, inside the plugin, you have the General tab. Switch to the language switcher tab. Here you can customize the behavior of the language switcher, but you can also completely change the styling of it. If you go to the styling tab, you can change the background colors, text colors, border colors. Everything is completely customizable so that you can match your branding. If you go back to the switcher and switch to custom mode, you can also change the position of the language switcher. If you copy this shortcode by clicking this button here, you can actually implement the language switcher anywhere on your website where you can paste a shortcode. Let me demonstrate. If you go back to this page, what I can do is, I already have a title here or a header here, change your language. I'll just go here and paste the shortcode, update the blog post. And once the blog post is updated, I'll go back to the post, I'll refresh the post. And now you can see I've just embedded the language switcher right here in the middle of the page so that users can immediately see it and not miss it. The next set of features in Universally are extremely important. It's all about multilingual SEO. Let me demonstrate all the great things that Universally does out of the box. The first thing you'll notice that the URL of the website, once it's translated, is automatically customized. So the SEO on your website is optimized based on Google's guidelines. Next, if you go to the page source, you'll notice that all the meta names, descriptions, open graph tags, everything is automatically translated as well. And that happens for schema as well, which is the metadata present on your website. Apart from this, there's automatic hreflang tags on every language version. Schema is automatically translated. The automatic lang attribute is also set, and RTL, that means right to left languages, are also supported. And multilingual XML site is generated automatically, and internal linking is also customized based on the correct links of the translated pages. And subdirectories, subdomains, and separate domain URL structures are also supported by Universally. The next important feature in Universally is called the Glossary Feature. It's very important in multiple use cases. You've probably seen a brand name that's poorly translated to another language, or a medical term that's poorly translated, or a legal term that's poorly translated. The Glossary Feature was helped to solve exactly that problem. Let me demonstrate how it works. For example, if I come here, one of the common things that can be mistranslated is WordPress. So I'll create a rule that we keep WordPress as is in any language, and it is case sensitive because WordPress is case sensitive. I'll add this rule in a second, and now whenever Universally detects WordPress being written, it will actually not change it. You can also do this for names, for example, something like this, and for brand names too, like this. The rules themselves are pretty flexible. You can keep the term or translate the term, or make sure the translation is done a specific way. You can choose the languages that are present on your website, and you can choose between case sensitive and insensitive rules. If you want to customize the rule, you can always go back here or delete the rule if you don't need it. For developers and pro users of Universally, you have some exciting features that you can use to customize the behavior of Universally on your website. For example, you've seen that I have translated my website to Hindi, but the menu is not being translated. That's intentional. Let me show you how you can configure the same thing. Let's go to Universally. Inside the Universally option or dashboard, you'll see the translation rules. And here you can include CSS selectors or exclude CSS selectors, or a combination of these rules to include or exclude certain elements of your website. As you can see here, I've excluded the Sydney drop-down link here. So if I go back to my website, my menu is not being translated because of that rule. Last but not the least, if you go to the dashboard of your Universally account, you'll see a bunch of statistics that are very useful to see. You can see the number of words translated, the number of new people you've reached with the number of languages you've added, the overall cost savings that you've had because of Universally, and the opportunities that are identified by Universally that you can add to your website even further. So that's Universally View. Amazing features. You can translate your website very easily and you can get started for free. So you can go to the website, you can check out the pricing, 2,000 words for free, no credit card required, sign up for the free plan and test it out on your website. If you like, you can always upgrade to the one of the paid plans and check it out. I'll leave links in the description, also on the screen, in the pinned comment, everywhere. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff on this video. And you're watching Yuvraj from W Beginner. I'll catch you in the next video very, very soon. Take care.